Dragon Ball Super episodes 109 and 110, the big, long-awaited fight between Goku and Jiren, hour-long special. All this hype. What did I think of it? Well, like most people, I thought it was pretty fucking awesome, though it's not perfect. It is fucking incredible, and let's talk about it. So, there's so much to talk about. I'm just gonna go one episode at a time. 109. 109 doesn't really have a lot of negatives. I can think of one thing for me personally, and that's Ribrianne. Ribrianne has officially overstayed her welcome, and I cannot believe she was not eliminated in either of these episodes. That is fucking mind-blowing to me that she is still in the ring. That is ridiculous. She whipped out this new form with butterfly wings and a bow and arrow on some Cupid shit, and she's doing all this stuff, and the animation's incredible. I think it's Ryo Onishi, who hasn't animated on Super since Goku vs. Beerus back in episode 14, and it looks incredible, and it's awesome, and Goku kicks her in the back of the head. But no, she's not eliminated. And she's at Jiren's feet, and I'm like, oh shit, Jiren's going to eliminate her. But no, she runs away and does this little tsundere thing, which was kind of funny, but my mind is blown that this bitch is still in the ring, and I've liked her, honestly. I didn't hate her like everyone else did immediately just because she was like a magical girl parody and ugly, even though she was hot before transforming, which really pisses people off for some reason. I don't know, that's the joke, but whatever. But yeah, it's ridiculous that she wasn't eliminated. No one was eliminated in either of these two episodes, which I guess is okay, but you know, we've had eliminations in like every single episode of the tournament, so it's fine if a couple don't. But that's really the only negative. The only other thing I could think of is maybe if some people feel like it retreads Goku versus Frieza too much with the whole, like, he's using Kaioken, you know, like, in the Frieza saga, it was like, oh, he can use Kaioken times 10, he's not out yet, but then King Kai was like, actually, Goku is using the Kaioken times 10, and then in this episode, it's like, Goku could use Kaioken times 20, and then they're like, he's already using Kaioken times 20. So they kind of rip by, then he switches to the Spirit Bomb. And then after the Spirit Bomb fails, new form. So these episodes have the exact same structure as the fight with Frieza. Like, it's 100% the fight with Frieza, and if people don't like that, or they think it's unoriginal or whatever, I can't really blame you. I think it works here in context, but I can't blame you if that's how you feel. But yeah. So that's the only other negative I could think of. This first episode was fucking badass. The animation was so good when these two started throwing down. And it is Jiren mostly one-sidedly beating the shit out of Goku, but the choreography and the storyboarding is so good. The shot where they're rapid punching each other, but there's so much background animation, and then you actually see fighters, other fighters in the background animation, and then the silhouette of them punching each other in the fucking, with the stage light. It's so awesome. From start to finish, that scene is absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, Goku tries to fight him again. He gets hit so fast you can't even see what happened. And then Goku whips out the Spirit Bomb. That's where the animation, it doesn't take a nosedive because there are still really good cuts of animation, but obviously charging a Spirit Bomb doesn't require as much intensive animation as, like, you know, rapid punching and flying around the stage, background animation and zooming in on fighters and stuff like that. That being said, though, it still had phenomenal animation, just in general. Like, the artwork was great throughout the episode. It was really, really good. I'm not even sure what to talk about, honestly. I just rewatched a pretty decent chunk of the episode, and, yeah, like, it's pretty much just Goku versus Ribrianne, and then Goku versus Jiren, and then the Spirit Bomb charging, and he throws it, and Jiren's holding it back, and Goku has to go fucking Super Saiyan Blue. I think it's worth mentioning, though, like, I mentioned it a second ago, but Goku is in Super Saiyan Blue with a multiplier of times 20. Let me say that again. Super Saiyan Blue times 20, and Jiren is not even damaged by this. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I understand that it was similar in the Frieza saga, where Goku, when he went times 20, all he really did was kind of scratch up Frieza's hand, and Frieza felt it. It did hurt, but, you know, he wasn't able to do much against Frieza, and Frieza was only, like, what, 50% power? So this isn't an unheard of power gap. It's just the fact that it's Super Saiyan Blue. It's God tier. Times 20. And Jiren's too powerful. And I think this episode, either this episode or the next episode, confirms that Jiren is the character that was rumored to be stronger than a God of Destruction. So Yeah, that's my God, it's absolutely insane, and he's holding back the Spirit Bomb because of course he is. I'd expect nothing less after spanking around a Goku at times 20 Kaioken. But yeah, it was really fun. It was really awesome. Leads into the next episode. So now we have 110. If I was to give that episode a rating, I don't know, like a fucking 11 out of 10. It's a pretty fucking great episode, except for the Ribrianne thing. I guess I could bump it down to like a 10 out of 10, but it was absolutely exhilarating with incredible music choices. Goku does kind of do the thing where he goes through his forms, kind of testing his opponent, but it's all done really quickly. It doesn't feel like it's fake tension or anything. Like, Goku could just go blue, but he's not. It's Goku testing the waters. It's explained by Krillin, so that's fine. Really solid, great episode. Now we have 1010, wow, I can't even think. 110, the new form, the animation, everything about this episode from a visual standpoint is spectacular. Like, everything about this episode visually is so good. You have a lot of Spirit Bomb stuff in the beginning, a lot of really good artwork, a lot of really good effects work, but it is kind of like, you know, it's the Spirit Bomb getting pushed. It's not too visually intensive because obviously they're saving the best animators for when the new form appears. And that's exactly what they did. That's when you get Naoki Tate, Naotoshi Shida, Yuya Takahashi, all these dudes coming in to animate Goku's new form. And it's so... I'm going to say right now, make a bold statement, but not an inaccurate statement. I don't even think you could argue this. This is not just a really, really well animated episode of Super. This is not just the best animated episode of Super. Like, this isn't just the best, you know, Super episode when it comes to animation. This is the best TV episode of Dragon Ball ever when it comes to animation. Like, Dragon Ball, Z, GT, Super, this is the best animated episode of the entire franchise when it comes to TV. Not counting movies, but when it comes to TV, this is the best animated episode. It looks insane. But let's talk about what actually happens in the episode. Jiren is, of course, holding back the Spirit Bomb. He put in a little bit of effort in the previous episode. He kind of grunted, but he's really not trying to hold this thing back. It's very easy for him to hold it back. And Goku, what ends up happening is everyone thinks Goku died. They think he got vaporized, and because it was his own attack, it's like self-destruction, so Jiren stays in the ring. And everyone thinks Goku's dead, and they're even about to push the fucking, you know, eliminate Goku button. But Goku comes back with the new form. And it's explained that, and Goku not being alive, obviously, I mean, the new form was coming. I don't think anyone thought Goku actually got vaporized. Eliminated, maybe, but not vaporized. But yeah, anyways, Goku comes back with the new form, and it's basically explained that, and I didn't quite get the explanation at first. I needed to rewatch the episode. From what I can tell, Goku was totally depleted after, you know, trying to force the Spirit Bomb on Jiren. What he ended up doing was he ended up taking the energy of the Spirit Bomb to recharge himself. You know, he used that to restore his energy, bring himself back up to 100%, but the Spirit Bomb was so powerful that it was either the Spirit Bomb's energy is too much for Goku and it destroys him, or Goku overcomes the Spirit Bomb and breaks through a limit. It's kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho. You guys remember, like, the Dark Tournament where Yusuke had, like, that energy ball, and he spent, like, all night, or, like, was it a couple days? I think it was all night inside a cave, like, you know, overcoming it and, like, taking the energy in and all that shit. Basically the same kind of thing, but with a Spirit Bomb. Goku had to break through another wall in order to have his, in order for his body to handle the energy of the Spirit Bomb. He had to break through another barrier. I think they refer to it as breaking through one of his shells. And now Goku has, really, I don't even know if it's like a Saiyan transformation. It's something the gods are capable of doing. It's called Ultra Instinct. And it's basically what Whis was trying to teach Goku and Vegeta before, to let your body move on its own without thinking, and boy is it awesome. Like, I can't even contain how awesome this is. It looks great, and then Naoki Tate steps in to animate, and this is the highlight of the episode. Above Yuya Takahashi, above Shida, this is the highlight of the episode. He goes in for this POV kick. Jiren knocks him away after a fist clash. Jiren comes in. Well, I think this is where Toppo and fucking Dispo try to come in. Goku's like, nope, he catches him, throws him away. Toppo, I can't even, there's so many characters doing shit right now. Toppo goes for a Justice Flash. Goku just walks away from it because he knows it's not going to hit him. Totally in control of his body, totally letting his body just do its own thing, deflects a couple blasts. Then it's Goku trying to hit Jiren, and it's like this really fast flurry. He finally gets Jiren to actually like really engage him in combat. They reuse the animation from the opening, but they do it so well, and they do redraw Goku obviously to be in his new form, so it is, you know, redrawn, but it looks great. You get this incredible like rotation shot drawn by Yuya Takahashi where the art quality is just absolutely, you probably see the picture of it right now, it's just absolutely insane. It's like some of the best artwork modern Dragon Ball has ever had. Then Naoki Tate animates us through a rapid punching sequence, which ends in a cool like double knee to the chest. Then cool Kamehameha by Yuya Takahashi, kind of like a really violent too. Like Goku's like I don't know if you want to call it Kamehameha because Goku like fires it from over his head, but an energy blast that like violently pushes Goku back. So it really like you really feel the weight right there. Then Shida ends it with a big punch. Jiren blasting Goku away because the form reached its limits, or Ultra Instinct reached its limit. It's not really like, it is a form, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like just Goku reaching enlightenment almost. It's, you know, it's needs more explanation that it probably won't get, but Jiren knocks him away because he doesn't have the power anymore. Goku's heavily injured. Frieza takes Goku away, and he's probably going to give Goku energy. They make it look like he's going to kill him or damage him or eliminate him, but he says it reminds him of Namek. And he doesn't have two fingers pointing, he has his hand like in the same kind of position Goku had when he gave Frieza energy. So I think they're going to do another callback to Namek and have Frieza give energy to Goku so he stays alive. Cool fake out ending though, also animated by Shida, though very minimal. It was mostly just really nice artwork. Yeah, if I had to nitpick this episode animation-wise, and it looks incredible, like I said, it's the best looking episode of Dragon Ball ever, but if I had to nitpick, I was expecting more from Shida. He was once again very conservative, and it looked cool, I liked it, but it wasn't what he's really capable of. And maybe he did something for the One Piece special, or maybe he did something for a One Piece opening, or maybe he did something for Digimon or Precure, and that's why he couldn't work on Super. You know, the dude's very busy, takes time to do his animation. If he's doing a lot of scenes, obviously they kind of have to be conservative if he's going to get them all done, so, you know, it's understandable, I suppose, but I was expecting more from him on this special. Yuya Takahashi was great. He didn't do a ton of animation, but apparently he is going to be supervising an episode pretty soon, so that's probably why he didn't do a ton of animation. And the animation he did do was pretty great, so there that is. But man, Naoki Tate, dude, just stealing the show. Just absolutely incredible. And the artwork was quite good, especially for his standards. It just looked so good. Such cool choreography and movement, and just... It was great, man. He stole the show. It was incredible. And I think he was the supervisor for the second half of the episode, so... But I've done enough gushing about the animation. What do I think of the story contents? Well, like I said, the first episode, there's not really much to analyze. It's just a lot of fighting. The only thing I really don't like is the fact that Ribrianne is still in the game. Other than that, I think it's a great episode. The power scaling is fine. Some people might think Jiren's too overpowered. I think they needed a villain like this. Or not a villain, because Jiren's like a good guy, but they needed an antagonist like this at some point. Because obviously Super Saiyan Blue is so powerful, but if every villain is like in the ballpark of Super Saiyan Blue, there's not going to be a big threat. You got to have someone, somehow, that's that strong, even if it's kind of a stretch, and Jiren, you know, he fills that role. This episode, however, I don't mind the Spirit Bomb collapsing on itself between the pressure of Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken, Goku pushing it, and Jiren pushing it. I understand it collapsing in on itself, that's fine. Even Goku absorbing its energy to replenish himself, I think is okay. It does feel kind of like an ass pull that he, like, absorbed its energy, and then it was either he dies from the energy being too much for him, or he overcomes it. I mean, it's cool, and it makes sense, and like I said, it's kind of like a Yu Yu Hakusho, but at the same time, it's like, ass pull-ish. I mean, it's fine, you know, like, I don't hate it. At least they gave it something. Unlike Super Saiyan Rose, or Rose or whatever, or Super Saiyan Rage, they gave it something. They gave this a thorough explanation, even if it's an ass pull. They tried to give this an explanation, and I like that it's a form even gods can achieve. I like that it's not another Super Saiyan form. I like that it's something different, it's something unique, and Goku fights differently, and he has way more control over his body. Or really not even control over his body, he's letting his body just take over and react on its own, like Whis taught him, and that's so cool, because one of the complaints people have had is Super Saiyan Blue is like, oh, it's blue-haired Super Saiyan. Yeah, he's a lot stronger, and it has ki control, but he fights the same, and he has the same techniques, and Super Saiyan God, it's the same thing. He has the same techniques. It's not changing anything. This changes how Goku fights, and I think it was really, really entertaining and really, really awesome. And I know I said I was done gushing about the animation, but my god, the animation was so good and totally did this form justice, and I hope somehow that they can bring back this level of animation for when Goku and Jiren actually fight each other again. There's really not much else to talk about. I mean, this is Goku versus Jiren. Like, they advertised it as Goku versus Jiren, and that's what you get. Like, they did not falsely advertise this at all. Yeah, there's a little bit of Goku versus Ribrianne, but it's pretty much Goku versus Jiren from start to finish, and there's really not much else to talk about story-wise. No one gets eliminated, so I guess that hurts the story progression a little bit. Not really that big of a deal. I mean, Goku did unlock a new way of fighting, I guess you could say, a new state of being, not really like a form. So that's awesome. And really big for Goku's character and something he can learn and master. And we did get a little bit of characterization. I do like the moment where Ribrianne says her goal is to become a goddess of love. That's what her wish is with the Super Dragon Balls. And Goku says, I don't know, maybe I'll give it to my wife or my kids, or I'll wish for like a really strong guy to fight. Like, Goku has never really cared about the Dragon Ball wishes, you know what I mean? Which they keep that very in character. Also, his first thought is to give it to his family, to his sons. But, you know, Goku's bad father, wait, my bad, except for, you know, every single time that gets contradicted, I guess people just fall asleep. Were you guys falling asleep for that moment? I hope not. The animation was really good. But joking aside, there's that little bit of characterization there, but again, not really much. It's just sort of a big two-part fight between Goku versus Jiren, and I have no idea how they're going to top this in the finale of the arc. Hopefully they can deliver, because Super has a very hectic production schedule, and the fact that they pulled this off is absolutely insane. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. Next week is Hit versus Jiren. Does not look good for Hit in the episode preview. Does not look good for him at all. I think he does get a couple of hits in towards the end of the preview, though. Get it? He gets a couple of hits in. Whatever. But yeah, that'll be fun. I think Hit probably will maybe get eliminated. Probably not, but if he was going to get eliminated at any point, I think it'd be that episode. But we'll have to wait and see. That's pretty much it, though. Music, soundtracks were incredible throughout both episodes. They were absolutely fantastic. They brought back the instrumental Limit Break Survivor that they used for Goku versus Krillin on the rooftop when Goku transformed. That was great. They had another instrumental version of it during the Spirit Bomb. That was really awesome. Just so many good soundtracks. Like, it was just incredible. Like, the production value side of things from a technical standpoint, pacing, animation, storyboarding, directing, everything for both episodes was absolutely an 11 out of 10. Can I give episode 110 an 11 out of 10, though? The transformation thing bothers me a little bit. I don't dislike it. I don't really care that much. I mean, I knew he was going to get a new form. At this point, every new form is going to kind of feel like an ass pull, so it's a gimme, you know what I mean? Like, I'll accept it. But yeah, like, it's, you know, it's fine. It's just, if I'm being objective, is the episode 11 out of 10 perfect? And or at least 11 out of 10 from an entertainment point of view, and I guess it kind of is, honestly. It's really fucking entertaining, it's really fucking badass, and my only nitpick is I wanted more from Sheeta, but how much can you really complain about the best looking episode of Dragon Ball to be ever made? So, yeah, it's an 11 out of 10 episode of Dragon Ball Super. This review is probably way longer than it needs to be and very rambly and very all over the place, but hopefully you guys were able to enjoy it. Hopefully you guys felt the fanboy coming off of me and you guys were as excited as I was. But with all that being said, what did you guys think of this two-parter, 109 and 110 of Dragon Ball Super? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was okay? I don't know, anyone could possibly think it was just okay, but, you know, whatever, you do you. Go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. Click that little bell to get notifications of when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.